Hi, I'm Phyllis from the Doll Corner, and today I want to show you how to sew a seam, a straight seam, and how not to get it stuck down in your needle plate down in. So what you do is you get your fabric, take some scrap pieces of fabric and practice. Set your needle in about 1/2 inch. Take one stitch, then back stitch to the edge of the fabric. And I'm going to about 2.5. Then re-stitch this. Just keep going straight now. So you don't end up with one end shorter than the other, the bottom piece of fabric shorter, because the feed dogs have taken it in too much. Put 2 fingers on top and your thumb behind and just roll it. And you can control the way it is. I'm lining it up with the edge of my pressure. Well, and I should have reversed it at the end to anchor it. So that gives you a nice straight seam. And something else you can do, and we'll try that again. I got take one stitch forward and then reverse it, and then what's up in here? Okay, I think we're ready to go again. One stitch forward and then reverse it to the edge. So 3 stitches and then come forward. Now I have it lined up right along here. Now what I want to do is go with a really short stitch. And there's a 1. The finer your material, the finer your stitch you need. And I'm making the stitch larger as I go here. I have a 2.4 here. And that's probably about what you would need. And this is a 3. Go to a 4. And a 5. Now you can see what happens here. See, it's nice and straight, but it's too tight because I'm bringing my bobbin thread up through. Here's about right, but then it starts to pucker and gather. So you can press it open and it might be all right, but most times, see how neat that looks? But down here, how puckery it gets. You don't want a seam looking anything like that. And it's all to do with your stitch length. Like denim, you want a bigger stitch. This is a 3 on my machine. Now something else I want to show you. This is a good practice. take a piece of fabric and make a circle out of it. And my edge is not real straight here, so I'm not sure how this will work. But pick a spot, and I'm going to pick right here. And move my needle all the way to the left. And set my stitch at about 3. And I'm going to start, and hopefully if I'm guiding it right, I'm watching the edge of it, this edge, as I sew. Well, I came pretty close to meeting. Now I'm going to move it over 1 click to 0.5. So my needle is going to go all the way to the left eventually. Each row I move it over 1 setting. So that one I came out good. Now we'll move it over to 1. That's pretty good. Now we'll go 1.5. And we'll go continue. Do you see how they line up one stitch right along the next one? And it just takes practice to do it. If you're watching where you're, not the needle, where you're lined up. And this is a bunch I did from 1 to 7 on my stitch width goes all the way to 7. So I have 7 rows of stitching. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. And then you can see how basically how straight that is along there. That's good practice. Now to gather, I use that same technique. I set my foot, my pressure foot down. I go all the way to the left again, and I'm on 5/8 of an inch. And I didn't increase my stitch length, so this, we'll just go to the other, and we'll increase the stitch length. Go to 5/8 and sew. You see how it gathers in, but you don't want, for the second row of stitching, set your needle, line up exactly where you'd sewn before. Now move your needle over to 2.5 and sew again. My bobbin threads. And gather it in. Gather it in. And then you want to sew in between the rows of stitching. See how neat that gathers in? And just stitch in here when you go to sew on, and that gives you your neat stitches. If you do just one, you get bulkier gathers. This one I've sewn it on, and see how neat those gathers are. And that's what I would like. I like the neat gathers on a doll's dress or a ruffle I'm putting on, or basically anything. It looks so much nicer with neat little gathers. And this is for denim. You want a longer stitch. This is 3 on my machine. I've trimmed this edge off. If you were going to sew a flat felt seam, and just turn it in like that and stitch it. And I find sewing a long row of stitches, like I started off in the beginning, I back stitched to the edge and then forward. I don't use, it saves a lot of pinning by holding it like this. It won't slip. I've got, didn't change my needle setting, so I gathered it, but that's basically what you do. Don't do what I do. Anyway, follow me on, if you found this helpful, follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, email me at dollfashions77@gmail.com. And thanks for watching. Bye now.